The Committee on Education is called to order. Will the Secretary please call the roll?
Senator Barto,
Present.
Senator Gonzalez,
Imini, that means here in Yaqui.
Senator Gray,
Here.
Senator Mars. Here. Senator Pez,
Present.
Senator Pez Lakay,
Here.
Senator Shop,
Present.
Senator Boyer.
Inami. Present. If there are no corrections, without objection, the Education Committee minutes of February 16th, 2021 will stand approved as distributed. Folks, we were going to jump right to the executive nominations. We're still waiting on a few people for that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to call an audible. Representative Udall is here. And so, Representative Udall, do you have a preference on which one goes first?
Not at all.
Okay. So in this order, we're going to go with House Bill 2020, 2021, 2055, and then 2705. And if we need to call an audible for an exec nominee, then we may do that. But for now, we're going to hear House Bill 2020.
Mr. Chair and members, House Bill 2020 allows a public school that provides or contracts for child care services to reduce the fee a school employee pays for such services, if the cost paid by the school is not grossly disproportionate to the total consideration received from the employee. And with that, I'm available for questions.
Members, any questions? Okay, thank you. Looks like we don't have the sponsors here. Welcome.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Representative Udall, LD 25. The interim before this last one, I did a bunch of stakeholder meetings and we were looking at how to increase the number of teachers we had in our state. One of the things that came up was the cost of childcare and that sometimes it was prohibitive, especially for young moms, to continue teaching. So we talked about districts that were doing this, that provided this employee benefit to help with the cost of childcare if they offered childcare on site or within their district, to allow them to give it as a reduced fee. Some districts said they were doing it. Some districts said they used to do it, but were afraid they were going to get in trouble with the gift clause to continue, and so they stopped doing it. So this just makes it clear that they are allowed to, that as long as it's not disproportionate with, I mean, they're not working at the school 1 hour and getting full childcare. As long as it's proportionate to what they're working, that is an employee benefit that they can provide.
Thank you. Members, any questions for the sponsor? And members, we don't have anybody who's wishing to speak on this bill, so speak now or forever hold your peace. Okay, Mr. Vice Chair, would you please move the bill? 2020.
2020. Mr. Chair, I move House Bill 2020 with a due pass recommendation.
There are no amendments. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, will the Secretary please call the roll?
Senator Barto,
Senator Bartow votes aye on House Bill 2020.
Senator Gonzalez,
Aye.
Senator Gray,
Senator Gray votes no on House Bill 2020.
Senator Mars,
Aye.
Senator Pez,
Aye.
Senator Pez Lakay,
I, Senator Pesh vote aye on House Bill 2020.
Senator Shop,
Aye.
Senator Boyer.
Aye.
7 ayes, 0 nay, and 7 ayes, 1 nay, and 0 not voting.
7 aye, 1 nay, and 0 not voting. You have given House Bill 2020 a due pass recommendation. Next up, House Bill 2021.
Mr. Chair and members, currently a student in a dual enrollment course receives 1/2 of a Carnegie unit for each 3 semester credit hours earned in a college course. House Bill 2021 directs a governing board to award at least 1/2 and up to 1 Carnegie unit for each 3 semester credit hours a student earns in a community college or university course. Additionally, HB 2021 deems high school freshmen and sophomores enrolled in dual enrollment courses as eligible to receive college credit by removing the prescribed enrollment limit. With that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Members, any questions? Okay, thank you. Welcome back.
Long time no see. All right, again, Representative Udall, LD 25. This just is a couple technical fixes with dual enrollment. The first one being the appropriate amount of credit granted at the high school level. So for example, if you take college algebra in the college setting, it counts as a full credit if you were to take it in high school. So the amount of material you would cover in a full year would be covered in one semester in that college class. And so the credits aren't quite lining up right. This allows them to right size the credits. So to decide how many credits you get based on the material that's covered. The second part is we had kind of an arbitrary cap saying that no more than 25% of your dual enrollment students could be freshmen or sophomores. This removes that cap. Any student that is ready for dual enrollment should be allowed to participate. And so we don't want to artificially limit that percent. Happy to answer questions.
Members, any questions? Okay, thank you. We do have one person, if necessary, wishing to speak. Would anybody like to bring up Darcy Mentone from Vail Unified? Oh, she's not here. Okay. Mr. Vice Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move House Bill 2021 with a do pass recommendation.
There are no amendments. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, will the Secretary please call the roll?
Senator Barto,
Senator Bartow votes aye on House Bill 2021.
Senator Gonzalez. Senator Gray,
Senator Gray votes aye on House Bill 2021.
Senator Mars,
Aye.
Senator Pace,
Aye.
Senator Pace Lakay,
I, Senator Pesh Lakai, vote aye on HB 2021.
Senator Shock,
Aye.
Senator Boyer.
Aye.
8 ayes, 0 nay, and 0 not voting.
8 ayes, 0 nay. You have given House Bill, excuse me, House Bill 2021 a do pass recommendation.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair and members, House Bill 2055 includes proceeds from the sale of services provided by a CTE program in the school's CTE Projects Fund and allows fund monies to be used on CTE-provided services and approved CTE student organizations. Further, the bill allows the purchase of equipment with fund monies to exceed $5,000 and reverts project fund monies in excess of $100,000 to the school's maintenance and operation fund. And with that, I'm happy to take any questions.
Members, any questions? Okay, thank you. The sponsor's here. Welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Committee. Representative Steve Kaiser, LD 15. And this bill is essentially allowing CTED students to sell services. Currently in statute, they're allowed to sell goods, but not services. So this allows them to do that extra function to fully understand what they're creating and get them the training that they need.
Okay, thank you. Members, any questions? Okay, we do have one person wishing to speak. Lourdes Pena. Is Lourdes available?
Yes.
Welcome to Senate Ed.
Mr. Chair, thank you. Mr. Chair, members, thanks for the time to testify in support of House Bill 2055. For the record, Lourdes Pena with Tri-Advocates here in strong support of House Bill 2055 for the Arizona CTED Consortium. And like Representative Kaiser mentioned, and the staff did a really good job summarizing the bill, what we're doing with this is really modernizing statute to allow for the fees or potential fees that would be charged for services that CT programs can offer to be included not only in the proceeds of what's already authorized in the projects funds, but also in the expenditures. And a big component of the bill would be to allow one of those allowable expenditures to be professional development through career technical student organizations. And these are approved organizations that are approved by the Department of Education. Some of them include future business leaders, such as Future Farmers of America. And there's a very detailed list that I can go if you need more specifics as to which programs would qualify. But the bill would allow for the students to be able to not only participate in this professional development, but be able to use those fees to replenish the cost for them to go to these conferences and gain more professional skills, leadership skills through this training. With that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Members, any questions? Okay, thank you. We do have, if necessary, Tina Norton. Is Tina, she's not on. Okay, would the sponsor, any closing comments?
No, sir. Stand ready for any questions, though.
Okay, thank you. There are no amendments. Nobody else wishing to speak. Mr. Vice Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In lieu of questions, I'll move House Bill 2055 with a do pass recommendation.
There are no amendments. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, will the secretary please call the roll?
Senator Barto,
Mr. Chairman, permission to explain my vote?
Please proceed.
Thank you. I just wanted to say that you picked a very good sponsor in Representative Kaiser to move this bill along. Welcome to committee, Representative Kaiser, and keep up the good work. And with that, Senator Barto votes aye on House Bill 2055.
Senator Barto votes aye on House Bill 2055.
Senator Gonzalez,
Aye.
Senator Gray,
Senator Gray votes aye on House Bill 2055.
Senator Gray votes aye on House Bill 2055.
Senator Mars,
Aye.
Senator Pace,
Aye.
Senator Pesh-Lakay,
I, Senator Pesh-Lakay, vote aye on HB 2055.
Senator Pesh-Lakay votes aye on House Bill 2055.
Senator Shaw,
Aye.
Senator Boyer.
Aye.
8 ayes, 0 nay, and 0 not voting.
Members, by your vote of 8 aye, 0 nay, you have given House Bill 2055 a due pass recommendation.
Thank you, Chairman and Committee.
You're welcome. Have a great day. Okay, last up, House Bill 2705.
Mr. Chair and members, House Bill 2705 is an emergency measure that prohibits a public school from restricting a student from wearing traditional tribal regalia or objects of cultural significance at a graduation ceremony. The student must be a member or eligible to become a member of a federally recognized Indian tribe. With that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Members, any questions? No? Okay. I don't know if the sponsors. Oh, hi there. Welcome to Senate Education.
Thank you. Chairman, members, thank you for having me. My name is Jasmine Blackwater Nygren. I'm a representative representing Legislative District 7, and I'm here today to urge you to pass Senate or House Bill 2705. This bill allows Native American students, those are Native American students who are members of a federally recognized tribe, to wear their Native American traditional regalia to graduations. And wearing traditional regalia as a Native person, it allows you to be recognized by what we as Native Americans call the holy people. And so when you wear your traditional regalia, your moccasins, your jewelry, and your eagle plume and other things, it honors your ancestors, it honors the holy people who can then recognize you as you present yourself in that way. And when you reach this milestone as a Native American, it means a lot because, as you all may know, Native Americans face very low high school graduation rates. They face very low college graduation rates. And so honoring our ancestors and their wishes for us to pursue higher education, it means a lot. And so I myself was able to wear traditional regalia, my high school graduation, college graduation, and also law school graduation. So with that, I urge you to pass HB 2705. Thank you.
Thank you. Members, any questions?
Mr. Chair, I don't really have a question, but welcome to
Thank
the
you.
legislature. I know you're only a couple of weeks in, so Mr. Teller, I know, had done a good job in working this bill last year. Unfortunately, it was a COVID loss, but look forward. And I see Governor Lewis, who I represent, and LD8 on the Zoom, but overall, just welcome. I don't know why you'd want to be here, but I'll tell you, it's a crazy place out there.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. I understand Representative Sosi is, he just joined us. Representative, would you like to speak to the bill? If you could unmute yourself.
Okay, got it. Thank you, Chair. For the record, this is Representative Myron Sosi, Legislative District 7. I have come here today to support House Bill 2705, graduation regalia for Native Americans. As my seatmate stated, we as Native Americans like to dress up and show our culture, our traditions, our heritage. The jewelries that we wear are passed down from us from our ancestors who have embedded stories, songs, and prayers which would lead us on in our journey in life so that we're able to succeed. And this is an accomplishment where our students are celebrating a great accomplishment in their life. And so our regalia, the attire that we also wear, not only displays our culture, our heritage, and our stories that are told to us and that are taught to us, but for many of us, when we pray and when we go into prayer, it helps the holy people identify who we are as Native Americans. And so we have that connection between ourselves and our deities as well. So with that, I encourage your support for HB 2705. And with that, if you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer.
Thank you, members. Any questions? Okay. Next up, Governor Lewis. Governor, I'm so sorry we tried to get to you, but the floor went a little bit long today. So welcome to Senate Education.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
Chairman?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you, Chairman Boyer, Vice Chairman Shope. Thank you. My name is Stephen Rowe Lewis, and I'm the governor of the Gila River Indian Community. I'm honored to be here to testify in support of Arizona House Bill 2705, which would allow cultural regalia at graduation ceremonies. This legislation is important, critically important to the Gila River Indian community and all Arizona tribes, as public and charter schools across the state are inconsistent in how they treat the wearing of traditional regalia, which creates uncertainty and frustration for our tribal students. High school graduation should be a time of celebration for graduates, their families, and their tribes. At a time when the graduation rate of Native Americans is in Arizona, again, hovers around 67%, lower than the 77% average of non-Indian students nationally, graduation is a milestone that should be acknowledged by the entire community. When milestones occur, it is customary for tribal communities to acknowledge the significance of the achievement of awarding eagle feathers, beading significant items such as a mortarboard worn to graduation, or in the case with the Gila River Indian community, wear our shell necklace traditions, which I'm wearing now. Or as a community, we honor our student graduates with an honorary stole to be worn during the graduation ceremony. And wearing tribal regalia during graduation doesn't take away anything from the other graduates, nor does it distract from the ceremony itself. I've been told of cases where some of the schools have allowed graduates to adorn their graduation outfits with writing or where money lays during the ceremony, all the while denying our graduates the right to wear culturally significant regalia. And our graduating students shouldn't be forced to give up their culture on a day when it should be honored. To quote the Native American Rights Fund, this insistence on uniformity of dress puts Native American students in the position of having to choose between participation in the celebration of a great, significant accomplishment for themselves, for their families, and for their tribal nation, with their classmates, or following their Native religious and cultural traditions. Now, in conclusion, I appreciate again the opportunity to discuss the importance of House Bill 2705. I want to thank Mr. Orlando Teller, who's of course in federal government, the Department of Transportation. I want to thank him for spearheading this, as well as all of the co-sponsors and what passage would mean to the Gila River Indian community graduates and Native American graduates across the state. Our community looks forward to working with you to see the passage of this important legislation. And a quick note, I want to highlight and recognize two outstanding O'odham women, Miss Marlena Whitehair, member from the Gila River Indian community, and Miss Lourdes Perea, Hiachit O'odham from the Thana O'odham Nation, who were high school students that brought this issue to attention. Now they are both proudly attending Arizona State University. They both effectively brought the right to wear tribal regalia, again, to their school districts, Tempe and Tucson, respectively. And as a tribal leader, I support them and their efforts and all Native students across Arizona to protect their right to wear their tribal regalia, to honor a significant accomplishment, especially during pandemic, but to honor their ancestors, their way of life, to honor this accomplishment as part of their tribal nation. Thank you so much, and I'm willing to answer any questions if there may be at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Members, any questions? Okay, we have one more person wishing to speak. Don Johnson. Is Don available? Welcome to Senate Education.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I couldn't be more supportive of the desire to honor the traditions that the young people have and that their families share at graduation ceremonies. The only reason I come in opposition to the bill is just to point out one unintended consequence from the way that the bill is worded. It's an unintended consequence that can be fixed very easily. This is what I'm referring to, Mr. Chairman. The way the bill is presently worded, it permits young people to wear tribal regalia or objects of cultural significance. And the concern that I think the members need to be aware of is objects of cultural significance can cover a broad variety of insignia, slogans, images that are not related to tribal significance. And so we've seen in the past year a lot of public comment, a lot of marching, a lot of demonstrations on issues that have great cultural significance to the participants, but that are far removed from the kind of tribal significance that this bill is trying to address. And so the way the bill is worded, a school would be required to permit a graduate to wear insignia or images of things like Antifa, 3%, Black Lives Matter, Confederate battle flag. All of these things have cultural significance to many people, but they're not the kind of tribal significance that I think the bill is aimed at. And so if the members were to look at line 11 of the bill and simply insert the word tribal before the phrase cultural significance, that would eliminate the concern that I've identified for you. And I think it would truly honor the traditions that the bill is aimed at protecting. And so that's my suggestion, Mr. Chairman. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have. I will say my day job is I'm an attorney, and I spend a lot of time representing school districts on these kinds of things. I'm not representing any school district today. I'm here speaking on my own behalf.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. I'm actually going to call up staff at this point because I do believe that based on the language itself, that it is quite limited. And I'm going to have Jeffrey explain specifically that the definition of objects of cultural significance includes an eagle feather or eagle plume. And the traditional tribal regalia, I don't think would include anything from that you are concerned about, but I'm going to have Jeffrey perhaps explain some of this to us.
Yes, Mr. Chair and members, the bill as written right now says a charter school, governing board, or a public school may not prohibit a student who is a member of a federally recognized Indian tribe or is eligible to be enrolled as a member from wearing traditional tribal regalia or object of cultural significance. And then the bill itself further explains object of cultural significance and traditional tribal regalia include eagle feather or eagle plume, as it's currently written in the bill at this point. So the bill just specifies that districts and charters cannot prohibit a student who is a member of a tribe or is eligible to become a member of the tribe.
Yeah, and members, I do believe that this bill is narrowly crafted. Yeah, with the sponsor, would you like to speak to the concern?
Thank you, Chairman and members. So as staff had previously stated, this bill has been narrowly tailored. There were concerns on the House side about what has been brought up, and that's why there was the amendment. So the amendment that was made on the House side by Representative Cook, I believe, added the requirement that the student must be a member of a federally recognized tribe or be eligible to be enrolled. So this bill would only apply to Native Americans who are enrolled or eligible to be enrolled. And so I think that addresses a concern that items of cultural significance, I think, is narrowly tailored to the tribal members who are members of federally recognized tribes.
Thank you. And just to add to that, I do believe further on line 11, it is limited to tribal regalia as well. And so I do think that would be covered. Thank you, Mr. Johnson, for your testimony.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. And members, we don't have anybody else who's here wishing to speak. There are no amendments. Vice Chair, would you please move the bill?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move House Bill 2705 with the due pass recommendation.
There are no amendments. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, will the Secretary please call the roll?
Senator Barto,
Thank you. Senator Bartow votes aye on House Bill 2705.
Senator Bartow votes aye on Senate Bill 2705.
Senator Gonzalez,
Mr. Chair, I'd like to explain my vote.
Please proceed.
Thank you. First, I'd like to thank our new representative here, Ms. Blackwater, and I haven't learned how to pronounce your hyphenated name. Can you repeat it for me?
Blackwater Nygren.
Nygren. Okay, thank you. Thank you for following up with Representative Teller's bill, and for all of you that were here to testify for this bill. It is very important. I can't explain it better than all of you did. The significance this bill would bring to Indigenous students graduating from high school, and their identity and self-worth and self, you know, and so I thank you all for being here, and I vote aye.
Senator Gray,
Senator Gray votes aye on House Bill 2705.
Senator Gray votes aye on House Bill 2705.
Senator Mars,
Aye.
Senator Pierce,
Aye.
Senator Pierce Lakay,
Mr. Chair, may I explain my vote?
Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, members, for everybody voting for this bill. And I want to say thank you to my former colleague, Representative Teller, who sponsored this bill. And then also to my seatmates, Sosi, Representative Sosi, and our new Representative Jasmine Blackwater Nygren. Thank you. And also to a man who has the patience of a saint, Governor Lewis. Thank you for being so patient with all of us and continuing to support the bills moving forward. I want to say thank you to everybody for supporting this bill. Let's get it to the governor and have him sign it. Every day should be traditional regalia day for all of us. So thank you very much. With that, I vote aye on House Bill 2705.
Senator Pesh votes aye on House Bill 2705.
Senator Shaw,
Aye.
Senator Boyer,
Aye.
8 ayes, 0 nay, and 0 not voting.
Members, by your vote of 8 ayes, 0 nay, you have given House Bill 2705 a due pass recommendation. Okay, next up, we're going to jump right to our executive nominations. We do have Dr. Robbins. He's available. Yeah.
Mr. Chair and members, Dr. Robert Clayton Robbins has been nominated by the governor to the State Board of Education to serve as the president of a state university or state college member position. The State Board of Education initiates and enforces policies that regulate the conduct of the public school system. The board is made up of 11 appointed members. The term of each member is 4 years. With that, I am happy to answer any questions.
Members, any questions? Okay, Dr. Robbins, welcome to Senate Education.
Thank you.
The floor is yours. You're welcome to offer some remarks if you'd like.
Well, I just appreciate the opportunity to serve in this important endeavor to further the education of our students in the state of Arizona. I believe that as a university president, I have a unique perspective to help to advance the education of students in Arizona and hopefully get them prepared and motivated to attend one of the colleges in our fine state or somewhere else. So I appreciate your committee considering my nomination and confirmation.
Thank you. And members, any questions for Dr. Robbins? Okay, Mr. Vice Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Far be it from me to nominate a Wildcat, but here I go. Mr. Chairman, I move that the Senate Education Committee recommend to the full Senate the confirmation of Dr. Robert Clayton Robbins to the State Board of Education.
Will the Secretary please call the roll?
Senator Barto,
Senator Bartow votes aye on the confirmation of Robert Clayton Robbins.
Senator Bartow votes aye on the confirmation of Dr. Robert Clayton Robbins to the State Board of Education.
Senator Gonzalez,
Aye.
Senator Gray,
Senator Gray votes aye on the nomination to the State Board of Education of Robert Robbins.
Senator Gray votes aye on the nomination for Dr. Robert Clayton Robbins to the State Board of Education.
Senator Mars,
Aye.
Senator Perez,
Aye.
Senator Perez-Lakai,
I, Senator Pesh-Lakai, vote aye on the confirmation of Mr. Robert Robbins to the State Board of Education.
Senator Pesh-Lakai votes aye on the confirmation of Dr. Robert Clayton Robbins to the State Board of Education.
Senator Shaw,
Aye.
Senator Boyer.
Aye.
8 ayes, 0 nay, and 0 not voting.
Members, by your vote of 8 ayes, 0 nay, you have confirmed the nomination for Dr. Robert Clayton Robbins to the State Board of Education. Congratulations.
Thank you so very much for your support.
Absolutely. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.
Okay, Jessa?
Mr. Chair and members, Cecilia Mata has been nominated by the governor to the Arizona Board of Regents to serve as a member from a county with a population of less than 800,000. The Arizona Board of Regents is the governing board of Arizona's public universities. A board is made of 10 appointed members, which include 2 members who reside in a county with a population less than 800,000 persons. The term of each appointed member is 8 years. With that, I am happy to answer any questions.
Members, any questions? Okay. Cecilia, we are ready for your remarks. Welcome to Senate Education. Cecilia, we are ready for your remarks whenever you're ready.
Oh, thank you. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're
I
fine.
was trying to, yeah. Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman Boyer and members of the committee. My name is Cecilia Mata. I'm going to be short or longer, depending on, how all of you feel. So I want to just tell you a little bit about me, and so you have a background of who I am. So I was born and raised in Panama in a multicultural environment. I'm the first generation of my family to obtain a higher education degree. I earned a bachelor and a master's degree in business administration, starting my career in the 80s, feel like a long time, with multinational companies, headquartered in England, Switzerland, and Panama, doing international business in manufacturing, wholesale, and business consulting. Then I moved in on December 20, 2000 to the United States, immigrated here and have to start all over again. So in the last 15 years, I have been an owner for a defense industry supporting the mission on global war on terrorism. So as a business owner, I understand how important it is to hire the right person in the right seat and the workforce diversity and education required to be able to accomplish the goals of organizations. So my priority as a region are to help increase attainment and completion of our 4 years degrees, to give access to all students who want to pursue their higher education regardless of their zip codes, and to help with diversity and inclusion, to help corporations to hire our pool of graduating diverse students to fill their jobs opening and to help with creations of new jobs and contribute to the success of the state of Arizona. We all know that we're facing challenges with the new economy, with the ever-changing technology and the diversity required in our business today. So right now, we have 3 great universities here in Arizona, and I'm already working with each of them in an effort to help them accomplish their goals and objectives, and those of the people of Arizona. So I thank you for the opportunity to be here in Zoom, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee, and I am looking for the confirmation for my position in the A board as a region. So please let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you for that. Members, any questions for Cecilia Mata? Okay, thank you so much for your time. Mr. Vice Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move that the Senate Education Committee recommend to the full Senate the confirmation of Cecilia Mata to the Arizona Board of Regents.
Will the Secretary please call the roll?
Senator Barto,
Senator Bartow votes aye on the confirmation of Cecilia Mata to the Arizona Board of Regents.
Senator Bartow votes aye on the confirmation of Cecilia Mata to the Arizona Board of Regents.
Senator Gonzalez,
Please proceed.
Thank you. Ms. Mata, this is Senator Gonzalez representing District 3 out of Tucson, which includes downtown and all of the west side and my own tribe, Pascuayaqui tribe. And I just would like to welcome you and also welcome you to, since I'm not sure, I should have asked it as a question, but I'd be happy to meet with you and talk about the Pascuayaqui tribe as well as that the Honoatam tribe, that the 2 local Southern Arizona local tribes that that you will be kind of representing out of Tucson. So thank you.
Thank you.
And how do you vote?
And I vote aye.
Senator Gray,
Senator Gray votes aye on Cecilia Mata for the Arizona Board of Regents.
Senator Gray votes aye on the confirmation of Cecilia Mata to the Arizona Board of Regents.
Senator Mars,
Aye.
Senator Perez,
Aye.
Senator Perez-Lakai,
I, Senator Pesh-Lakai, vote aye on the confirmation of Cecilia Mata to the Arizona Board of Regents.
Senator Pesh-Lakai votes aye on the confirmation of Cecilia Mata to the Arizona Board of Regents.
Senator Shaw,
Aye.
Senator Boyer.
Aye.
8 ayes, 0 nay, and 0 not voting.
Members, by your vote of 8 aye, 0 nay, you have returned Cecilia Mata to the full Senate for consideration. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next up.
Mr. Chair and members, Nikhil Dave has been nominated by the governor to the Arizona Board of Regents to serve as a student member. The Arizona Board of Regents is the governing board for Arizona's public universities. A board is made up of 10 appointed members, which include 2 student members. The term of each student member is 2 years. With that, I am happy to answer any questions.
Members, any questions? Looks like Nikhil is here. Welcome. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Chairman Boyer and members of the committee, and thank you for having me today. I deeply appreciate it. My name is Nikhil Dave, and I am a student at Arizona State University studying neuroscience and innovation in society, looking to graduate in 3 years and pursue a bachelor's or a master's in biology during my 4th year. I was born and raised here in Arizona from 2 immigrant parents who immigrated from India, one of them with a plane ticket and $50 cash in her purse. Throughout my time in Arizona, in fact, they have lived in Arizona longer than they lived in India now, about 27 years. So Arizona has become a home to both my parents as well as me. I was born and raised here and attended a charter school in Ahwatukee, Arizona, called Horizon Honors High School for 12 years. And immediately following that, while I was in high school, I had the opportunity to participate in cutting-edge neuroscience research from age 14 to 18. Throughout my time there, I contributed to multiple papers, multiple scholarly papers, and learned a lot about research and about the 3 universities in Arizona. I was luckily then awarded the Flynn Scholarship to continue my education here in Arizona and chose to attend ASU to work with their Luminosity Lab. As you may have heard recently, Luminosity has had a significant impact, particularly during COVID-19. When the COVID-19 pandemic first hit, I was one of 4 team leads on our PPE response network, crowdsourcing around 14,000 units of PPE that were 3D printed to deliver to medical clinics in need across Arizona. Following that, my team developed 2 sterilization systems that are patent pending to help aid and assist with the N95 shortages that were existing throughout Arizona. And then most recently, the team that I lead was awarded the X Prize $1 million Next Generation Mask Challenge First Place Award, where we designed a face mask that eliminates some of the common pain points associated with wearing masks. With that, I now come to you as a member of the Arizona Board of Regents, where I get the chance to represent 180,000 students across the 3 public universities to help increase accessibility to our universities for Arizona students and to support Arizona students like myself in pursuing their education at the 3 public universities. I look to pursue a career later in bioscience, in the bioscience enterprise, of which Arizona has a huge head start in. And with that, I'd like to take any of your questions. Thank you so much for your consideration today.
Thank you. Members, any questions? I'll just say that after looking at Nikhil's CV, I think that we're all going to be working for him in a few years.
No doubt. No doubt.
Mr. Vice
Thank
Chair.
you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I hope I get to say thank you for having a job. Mr. Chair, it is my pleasure to move that the Senate Education Committee recommended the full Senate the confirmation of Nikhil Dave to the Arizona Board of Regents.
Will the Secretary please call the roll?
Senator Barto,
Senator Bartow votes aye on the confirmation of Nikhil Dave to the Arizona Board of Regents.
Senator Bartow votes aye on the confirmation of Nikhil Dave to the Arizona Board of Regents.
Senator Gonzalez,
Aye.
Senator Gray,
Senator Gray votes aye on the nomination to the Arizona Board of Regents of Nikhil Dave.
Senator Gray votes aye on the confirmation of Nikhil Dave to the Arizona Board of Regents.
Senator Mars,
Aye.
Senator Pace,
Aye.
Senator Pace Lakay,
I, Senator Pesh-Lakai, vote aye on the confirmation of Nikhil Dave to the Arizona Board of Regents.
Senator Pesh-Lakai votes aye on the confirmation of Nikhil Dave to the Arizona Board of Regents.
Senator Shob,
Aye.
Senator Boyer.
Aye.
8 ayes, 0 nay, and 0 not voting.
Members, by your vote of 8 ayes, 0 nay, you have returned Nikhil Dave to the full Senate for consideration. Congratulations, and you should know soon enough when we get your vote on the board for the full Senate.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Members, just a reminder for the public, if anybody from the public would like to testify next week, you must email senateed@azleg.gov no later than 9 p.m. on Monday, March 8th, 2021. That's senateed@azleg.gov. Having no further business before the body, the Senate Education Committee is adjourned.